Woo! Didn't even mean to do that, but it was kind of smooth. So if any of you boys have recently been watching my videos, currently, I've met a girl who's from Thailand. She went to Manchester to study for university, and I met her in Manchester, obviously. This is where I'm from. And for the past couple of months, we've been getting to know each other. It's been really nice, spending loads of time together, making loads of memories. It's been nice, and we've both been gradually falling in love, right? To cut a long story very, very short, we've both been gradually falling in love. Now, there was a point where she found my YouTube channel. And obviously, at the time that she found it, all the videos that were being posted, because my videos are recorded months in advance, so all of the videos that you see being posted as you watch this one have all been recorded like 2 months in advance. So these are all old, basically, as you are watching this right now. However, as I record this video, there's a little dilemma going on between me and this girl. Now, obviously, she found my YouTube channel months back, and it had all the, you know, the Playboy content on there and all that kind of stuff. And I was a single man at this time. I wasn't in a committed relationship. I wasn't with any girl. I wasn't in love. I wasn't trying to find anything serious. Love always hits you at the most unexpected moments. And that's what's so beautiful about it. But at this point in time, when she found the channel, it was a friend that found the channel and showed it to her. This is what girls do, man. They stalk you, right? So you got to be prepared for this kind of stuff. But she found the channel and found all this Playboy stuff and all the girls and the thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. And naturally then she thought, okay, this guy's a bit of a player. And that's understandable, because to a certain extent, I wasn't a player in terms of the sense of like, yeah, I was lying to girls and I was deceiving girls and I was cheating on them. I was a player in the way of like, I was a single man and I was just experimenting with loads of different women. That was what I was doing. Now, obviously she found the channel and saw that, and understandably, she thought, right, this guy's clearly, it's just a bit of a dick, right? Let's not get in with this guy. He's probably going to hurt me in the long run. And that's completely understandable. We had a conversation about it. I was completely honest. And I said, listen, it's just for, you know, these videos are old. And this was before I met you. And this was a couple months into when we you know, first started speaking, a couple months in. And we were getting really close at this point. I started to like her, she started to really like me. But before we had this deep conversation about my YouTube channel and about whether or not she could trust me, none of us really kind of knew where we stood with the other person. So we never really had a conversation and said like, yeah, listen, I really like you. We never had that. It was kind of just this mystery game that we were both playing, where it's like, you know, none of us wanted to say it first, but we both kind of knew. But yeah, after this conversation, she cried to me, and that made it very apparent to me that she really liked me. And then obviously I told her, listen, I really like you. I don't want this to tarnish my reputation in your eyes. I was completely honest about it. Like, listen, yeah, I was a bit of a slag. I was a hoe. Of course, when I'm single, I'm a hoe. If I meet a girl that I like, I'm more than willing to commit and be loyal and be the best boyfriend in the world, right? And that's what I said to her, and that's the absolute truth. I've told you guys that as well. So I said this to her. We got over that. Okay, cool, blah, 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 no worries. Seen each other again for a couple of months. Everything's great. And now, again, the same things come up. She's away in Thailand, so she's back home with her family and her old high school friends and stuff, and I'm still here in Manchester doing my thing. And now that we're apart, it gives us a lot more time to, you know, be away from each other and think and get in our own heads. So naturally, she thinks back to all of these things, like, oh, it's the YouTube, and yeah, but he was a bit of a hoe when I met him. I had hickeys on my neck when I met her and everything. Like, it was kind of crazy. So it's understandable why she thinks these thoughts. Now, there's a main lesson I want you to learn from this if you are in a relationship, or if you, for any area of your life, when you do meet people in general, not even just girls, but especially is very, very beneficial if you do meet girls, is to just be honest with them about anything. Even if in your eyes this girl is just a hoe and you're only seeing her for the night, if anything, that's even more reason for you to be honest. Now, when I first met this girl, we met in the club, right? And we went back home together. We were both hoes when we met each other. We were both going through a bit of a slaggy phase. It's fine, I ain't judging nobody, right? We both thought, yeah, I'm going to see this person once just for the night, and then we'll probably never talk again. Obviously, we ended up talking again because we both got along quite well and we were very compatible. And we had that energy where you can just be silly with each other. We felt very comfortable around each other, very just ourselves. We could be ourselves around each other. And it was a really beautiful experience. Now, at the start, when I first met this girl, she asked me, obviously, what do you do? What do you do for work? And I just said, like, business. And then I told her I'm a life coach, which is basically what I tell most people because I find it easier than, oh, I do YouTube, and then they check the YouTube and it's like, well, what's this about? What's this about? It's hard to explain the marketing side of YouTube to people that don't understand the internet. So obviously when I make my videos, I make them in a very egotistical, almost arrogant way in terms of the titles and things like that. You know, you'll see me make videos saying stuff like, why do I get so many girls? And it just looks very arrogant and egotistical. Now, obviously this is done for a marketing purpose. It gets attention. It pricks up your attention span a little bit when you're scrolling down, like, oh, who does this guy think he is? Like, who does this dickhead think he is? It's more likely for you to click on a video like that than just a video of like how to get girls. You know, it's just a bit different. It's marketing. Now, for me to try and explain that to somebody that doesn't do the internet game, it's very difficult for me to kind of make them understand that. So I usually just tell people, yeah, I'm a life coach. That was my mindset. So I did the same with this girl, told her I'm a life coach. And then when she found the YouTube channel, obviously in her brain, she was like, well, why is he hiding this from me? Why didn't he just tell me he did YouTube? And you understand why I didn't say it, right? And then obviously she thought, well, there's all these girls on there and he's probably not telling me because he's a bit of a player and he's trying to play me and he's going to hurt me in the future. You can understand how it's happened. And I completely get that. I'm not victimizing myself or anything like that. I've pretty much done it to myself. I completely understand why she thinks like that. However, if I was just honest from the start, I could have avoided this mistake. Even if at the time I just saw her as a girl that I'd never see again. You know, we're just having fun for one night. It's a one night stand, whatever. Probably never going to see the girl again. I don't really need to tell her too much about my life. That was my mindset. But you just never know what's going to happen in life. And I really want you to take this mindset on with you. This is twice this happened to me. When I met my first proper girlfriend, obviously I've been in relationships, I guess you could say. I've been in a fair few relationships, but they weren't proper long term. They were kind of just like high school stuff. And then obviously I've had my fair share of flings as well. But when I met my first proper girlfriend, in terms of like long term relationships, my first true love, I guess you could say, I did the same thing. I just didn't tell her much about myself because at the start when I first met her, I didn't think it would go anywhere. I didn't think that it would be something long term. I thought, yeah, we're probably just gonna, you know, have something casual because that was what I was used to at the time. So I wasn't considering love. I wasn't considering anything long term. I was just like, yeah, casual stuff, that's cool. So naturally, I thought, well, what's the point in opening up? What's the point in telling this person so much about my life if I'm never going to see them again? Like, I just don't really see the point in disclosing all my personal life to people that I'm not going to see. But the principle has taught me this lesson so many times. The universe has taught me this lesson again now. You've just got to be honest with absolutely everybody because it frees you, number one. It frees you. There's no skeletons in your closet. There's nothing you have to tell the person as you go along. And also, it kind of just, it filters out the people that don't belong in your life anyway. If you meet somebody and you're brutally honest about your past, about who you are, about who you used to be, about what you want out of life, what you want out of relationships, etc., you're completely open and transparent, it will filter out the people that don't align with that. So it saves you a lot of time, wasting time with people that are not meant for you. And also saves them time as well. But also it bulletproofs you to having this awkward talk about, oh yeah, well, you know, I did do that in the past, or I was a bit of a slag in the past. Let's be honest. Yeah, I was a bit of a playboy. I was having my fun. I was going through it, you know what I mean? I was running through loads of different girls. I'm going to be completely honest, turn it into a joke. They will appreciate your honesty much more than if you try to hide things and try and appear how you want to appear because, oh, that was the past me, that was the old me, I'm not like that anymore. Don't make that mistake, man. Be honest. Completely expose yourself. Okay, and just fucking embrace it with confidence, man. If they don't like it, if they're, yeah, sorry, that's not for me, or, oh, I didn't really know that about you, I don't really think I'm interested, that's fine. At least you're honest. At least you know you've saved yourself months of wasted time, wasted memories that you could have been spending doing something else. Whereas if you lie just because, oh, I'm horny, or just because I want some pussy, or just because, oh, it feels nice being with this person, so I'm going to lie and pretend that I'm somebody that I'm not. One day, I swear to the Lord above, it will catch up to you, and that's it. The trust is broken. When she finds out that you either lied or that you hid something from her, the trust is broken. And in terms of long-term relationships, trust is the most important thing. That's what it's built off. That's the foundation. Fuck off, fly. That's the foundation of a long-term relationship is trust. You know, so, and the reason why, long story short, she's taking time out to think right now because she doesn't know if she can trust me or not, right? And this only has happened because I wasn't honest about the YouTube thing in the first place. If I just told her everything straight from the start, I didn't lie about anything, but I didn't really tell her anyway, so I'm technically hiding stuff, right? Excuse me, flies in my mouth. If I was honest, I wouldn't be running into this problem right now. She would be able to trust me because I could always fall back to, you know what, I was completely honest with you. I told you straight from the start. You know, and I told you why I do what I do. I told you why I did what I did. You know everything about me. There's nothing else to hide. There is no skeletons in my closet. It frees you as an individual, and it frees the girl as well. So trust is very, very important. And another thing that is built from trust is, number 2, is communication. In terms of relationships with people, you must be open to communication. If she does something that you don't like, if she does something that makes you feel disrespected or as if she's insulting you in some way, be open and honest about it. Communicate, talk, have those deep conversations. I promise you, being scared of conflict is not going to get you anywhere in a relationship. The only way that you grow with anyone in life, whether it's friendships, relationships with family members, fucking hell bro, this fly loves me, relationship with girls, communication is what it's built off of. How are you going to know what's going on in each other's brains unless you talk? Just sit down, have a Domino's pizza and have a deep chat about something. Like, do it in your own way, of course, but communication is very important. Just please remember these 2 principles. Honesty, be always honest about yourself and about your past and about who you are and who you used to be and your mindset, what you want, etc., etc. Don't lie, don't hide anything. There's no point. Now, in terms of like flirting and stuff, when you first meet the girl, yeah, you can kind of flirt and add a bit of mystery. Like I always say, like, you know, when you first meet the girl, I always say, oh, I just do business. Oh, what kind of business? What do you do? Yeah, just business. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'll tell you one day. It's top secret though. Like, that kind of stuff is okay. You're flirting. You're not lying or anything. You're just kind of, you're teasing a little bit, right? But if the opportunity comes up and they genuinely want to know what is it that you do, and you say, oh, I only do life coaching, but you do YouTube as well, tell her that as well, man. Like, don't be lie about it, you know. And I think it just saves a lot of hassle. And in terms of the communication thing, that's very important as well, because the only reason we're able to get over these hurdles, I guess, in our relationship, we're not official, we're not together. I've never asked her to be my girlfriend. We're just kind of going with the flow. I don't want to rush anything, neither does she. Now, regardless of what happens after this, whether or not she chooses that, oh, you know, I don't want this, I don't know if I can trust you, you know, I'm going to leave it here, end things, or whether she decides to, you know, come back into contact with me. Regardless of what happens, I've learned a lesson, and I don't even know what my point was there. I don't even know where I was going with that, to be honest, but yeah, communication. Regardless of what happens, as long as you can communicate and talk to the other person, and openly say, listen, this is how it is, this is what I was thinking, this is why I did what I did, that will build that trust. And once the trust is built, it's very hard. Well, it's very hard to break it unless you do something completely stupid, right? As long as you're always honest and you're always communicating, sometimes it's going to be hard, and you might want to run away from conflict, because it's easier to just pretend everything's okay and not have to say anything, but you're never going to grow, and one day that's going to catch up on you, and that's it, bro. It'll start to crumble. The trust will break, and once the trust has been broken, it's very hard to build it back up again. So just please keep this in mind. I don't want you guys fucking up your relationships. I'm here to live and make the mistakes so you guys don't have to, and I can come back and feed back to you boys, okay? It's interesting because when I'm single, I go through this lifestyle of just being a playboy and having my fun, and I think there's nothing wrong with that, but you must be honest about that. If you want to live this lifestyle like me, and you want to go and be a bit of a playboy when you're a single man, don't do it when you're in a relationship. I don't really recommend that. You do what you want, of course, you're your own individual, but my mindset is when I'm single, when I'm not with somebody, when I don't really like somebody, I don't have a girl in my mind that I'm really like, you know, obsessing over or whatever, I'm just kind of doing my own thing, living my life, having my fun, then yeah, I'll be a bit of a playboy. I'll go and just have my fun with loads of different girls, okay? But if I meet a girl that I like, I want to cut off all the other hoes. I don't give a fuck about the hoes. They're nothing to me. I value love much more than anything else. So, but the main principle I want you to take from that is just be honest. If you're living like that too, if you do meet a girl that you start to really, really like, be honest. Like, yeah, I was a bit of a slag. I was a bit of a whore. Honestly, part of them would probably be attracted to the fact that you're open and honest about it. At least you get girls. At least you're not a weirdo. You're not a serial killer incel. Like, you know what I mean? As long as you're honest. Listen, I really like you, you're special. She's probably going to think to some extent, oh, he's just telling me what I want to hear. But again, reassure her. If you showcase with your energy and you look after her and you care for her and you show that you are genuine, hopefully you can win her over. You can win her around to your way of thinking. And it just takes time, man. I mean, life's weird, love's weird. It's all a mind fuck. It's a bit messy, but that's not to lose hope. Stay positive. Do what you got to do. Maintain your masculine values and just be honest and communicate. It really is as simple as that. If she's not interested, she'll make it known, she'll leave. You say goodbye politely, respectfully, give her a kiss goodbye, and then you go back to doing push-ups and you crack on with your life. Even though you may feel heartbroken and sad, you've got missions that need to be completed. You got to do what you got to do. You just crack on. You don't sit there moping around. That's not going to change your circumstances. It's not going to do anything for you. So you just crack on. But just please keep this in mind. The coaching's down below if you want to learn more from me. See you soon, my bro.